Good evening, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue the reading of the book International Logistics. My name is Felipe. I'd like to invite you to subscribe in the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Don't forget, support this video with donations. Start the notifications. Share this video with your friends. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much. Let us start. If you enjoy, add a commentary. It's important to subscribe at the video because we need 1,000 subscribers to complete and be monetized. Thank you very much. A second example deals with the sale of scrap steel from a cut-up vessel hull. Over the years, the vessel's cargo deck floors had buckled, so they were leveled by paving over with thin layers of cement. It was repeated a number of times with various layers of cement, sometimes reaching a total thickness of 7 or 8 inches. The buyer of the scrap steel did not want to pay for the cement. So as a large crane sets each cut-up section of ship and a scale prior to being loaded, each weighing 20 to 25 tons. The seller and the buyer's agents would circle each section and after some argument, agree on how much they thought the concrete weighed, and that number would be subtracted from the weight shown on the scale. Breakbulk is the other type of cargo and is also called general or packaged cargo. It has a high value per unit of weight, is usually manufactured or processed and moves by number or count. This moves in smaller quantities than bulk cargo and usually on linear vessels that travel on regularly scheduled routes between ports. This cargo is loaded and unloaded on a piece-by-piece basis, although today it may be utilized or palletized by the shipper, meaning that it was built up into loads approximately 48, enclosed by shrink wrap to protect it from moisture and dust and to make it easier to detect pilferage, and held by steel straps. The cargo may also be containerized either at the shipper's place of business or at consolidators. This means the cargo was loaded into an 8H20 40 feet long container and tendered to the vessel line as a full container, or the vessel line itself may have loaded the cargo, along with the cargo from other shippers, into containers so that it could be loaded. In container shipping circles, another set of terms uses CL, standing for container loaded, and LCL, standing for less than container loaded. A container load fills a container and the container moves through the system as a filled container. A less than container load shipment is some fraction of a container load and will be matched with other fractional loads, possible ownership by other parties, so as to fill a container that can be loaded and off of the vessel. At the other end of the trip, the container is divided or opened and its contents separated back into fractional loads. Figure 4.1 shows a hatchless container ship consisting in a high hatch placed inside a hull. Drawing of a hatchless container ship. Illustration courtesy of CG&A Corporation, parts of the world. However, it is important to realize that not all liner cargo is containerized. Containerized shipping is very important in routes across the North Atlantic and between the United States and Japan and neighboring countries. In other trading regions, it's less important. About 57% of all the general cargo that moves through the port of New Orleans is breakbulk, a much higher percentage than at most major container ports. The port specializes in many niche cargoes that commonly move in breakbulk, including imported rubber, coffee, plywood, and import and export steel. Now bulk cargo has some charters of bulk and some charters of break bulk cargo. Its use worth more on a per kilo basis, and it often moves on specialized ocean vessels. The two best known examples are new automobiles and logs. These movements often are little off the routes of major shipment lines. Logs, for example, originate in logging ports. Autos are carried to auto terminals and some distance from major port facilities. Auto carrying ships require less water depth because the load is not dense. Facilities on shore tend to be consuming large acreages of land, as they are little more than parking lots holding inventories of thousands of new autos. Because of these land-intensive needs, the facility must be some distance from major port facilities where high cargo turnover is more important. Figure 4-2 shows the front of a cross-section of an auto-carrying ship, the deck levels of which can be adjusted. Autos and logs also move as break bulk or container cargo. Logs move in open-top containers, and there are special auto-rack containers that can be contorted of different shapes to accommodate batches of auto with varying dimensions. Cross-section of an auto-carrying vessel. Courtesy Wellenius Line, North America. It's difficult to construct categories into which one can carefully classify all cargoes. Bulk cargo, for example, is carried on line vessels that are scheduled to sail but have not been able to fill up with more lucrative cargo. The term topping off used in a common cargo for the purpose is baled hay. The rate per ton charged for the whole is close to that paid for moving by the vessel load. Thank you very much. We continue in the next reading. Subscribe in the channel. It's important to complete 1000 subscribers. Thank you very much. Don't forget to follow in Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.